everybody. I decided the first one was me so homely, at least I could do is bake one with my beautiful self. Now, I'm tall, so this is still lower, so you're getting that beautiful double chin look, but don't you worry, I'm just as cute as ever, in case you were wondering. I'm gonna make, if you've watched any of my videos, you've watched me in Italy and all, my favorite thing, there's a lot of favorite things. I love Pappa de Pomodoro. Soup is thick. And yes, I've got to also feed my child, which she's having taquitos in the air fryer. But, so that's what you hear running. And I don't want to wait because I want to eat too. So, here we go. This is real life mother-daughter cooking two whole separate things. So, it's really, really simple. Pappa. It's not Pappa, but it kind of looks like it. It's pane. Pane is bread in Italian. So this is a good Italian bread. This is the one that I get from Costco. This is the Parmesan rosemary. So good in this. I am going for my protein today, so I will be adding a can of drained chickpeas, and I'll be adding some cottage cheese at the end. But this soup is really easy. For kids that love tomatoes or love pasta, they would love this. Andy really likes it, but she don't want to give the satisfaction of knowing she likes it. We're 12, and she just don't want to. But you get the point. So, I've opened my can of chickpeas. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take olive oil, and I'm literally just putting a couple tablespoons, because what I want to do is I want to, I'm going to chop up the onion. Onion's important. The Pappa Pomodoro soup that you get in Italy, it doesn't visibly have onion in it. But I put onion in everything. So my version is got onion and garlic, both in them. So give me a minute to chop up my onion, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we're back. I'm going to thinly slice some onion. Now, I'm going to I cut the onion in half. And for most people, this is a lot of onion. And for my Italian family in Florence, don't come for me. I know it's a lot of onion. They're going to say, no, too much, Cipollini, too much. So I realized that I'm just trying to make a filling soup that, and what happens to this soup is I'll make it tonight, and whatever's left tomorrow, I'll add maybe another can of tomatoes and maybe a little bit of chicken, rotisserie chicken, and it'll kind of evolve as the days go on. But this is kind of the start off for me. So there's my half of the onion in my warm pan. My olive wood spoon from Orvieto. At this point, I'm going to add a pinch of salt on those onions. I'm going to let those go for about 3 or 4 minutes until they're translucent. Okay, the onions and garlic is cooked, just a little bit translucent, which is what I really like, because I don't mind a little bit of bite to the onion. I really don't. So that's where we're going to start. We'll let those keep going. I have these 3 pieces of bread, and this was what they call the heel. This is kind of what I cut off, and I always kind of save this for croutons or something. But I am going to cut you need a very sharp knife for this. So I'm going to cut this bread. Now this bread, for the most part, with time, it will disappear. And so it will become the thickener of the soup. So I'm going to put it in here. And so I'm just kind of cutting it up. Now again, you want it, if you don't want to cut it up, that's fine. It's just going to take a little bit longer for it to absorb the flavors. But I'm going to go ahead and cut it up. So don't throw away your old bread. Even if it is hard as a rock in Italy, don't throw it away. Even if it's hard as a rock, as long as it's not moldy, you can even run it under the water and cut it up, enough to cut it up, and then add it to a soup. It's a perfect way to stretch anything, especially everybody watching their budget. So, I've got all my bread cut up. And it was not easy, but here we go. So, we're going to stir that around. And you know what else I'm going to do at this moment? Because now this is not Pappa Pomodoro soup. It's not. But with the bread and the tomatoes and the garlic and the onion, it kind of is enough to make me not homesick for Italiano. Okay? So, but what I'm going to do is when I'm home, I mean, if this is going to be my entire meal, see, in Italy, you will have pasta and soup, and then you will have a meat, and then you'll have your salad at the end of the middle, and you've had antipasto at the first. So it's just a portion of it. But I'm kind of making a one and all for me, and that's the reason I'm putting everything together. So I'm going to, on this bread, I've added the bread to the onions and the garlic and a little bit of olive oil put in there. I'm going to put some apple cider vinegar on there. Now, it's really good because it's going to go through that bread really good. Really good for your gut. But what's going to happen is when I add those tomatoes, it's really going to help break down that bread. Probably a couple of tablespoons, because then I think it doesn't come out very fast. Okay, so now one can of tomatoes, and these are from Costco. It's a whole box. I think it's a box of 8. It's like $7.99 for a box of 8. And they're really good because they don't have any color, any preservatives, no sugar. If an Italian catches you put sugar in your sauce, it's going to be bad. You don't put sugar in things. If you want to cut the acid, you put carrot. Every Italian tell you that. You never put sugar. Never, 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 never. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to add a little water to this one. Okay. I'm going to add one more can of water because that bread is really going to soak it up until it gets broke down. And it's so much fun. I hope I'm showing y'all some tricks. All kids love generally pasta and tomatoes. A lot of the cheap pasta is really not good for you. So this 2-pound loaf, I've got one. Let me show you. This is the 2-pound loaf from Costco. 2 pounds. Rosemary Parmesan bread. They also have the plain. $7.99 for a 2-pound loaf. This will last us. I mean, we can slice it and put it in the freezer, or after tomorrow, I'll put it in the refrigerator for cutting. This will last us for 2 weeks. Me and my daughter. Last us for 2 weeks. It'll last for 1 week if you got a man in the house. Okay. So, this is so pretty. I'm going to show you guys what this looks like. Yes, and I have my Leanne Morgan. Don't tell her, because I sure made my own shirt. I had my own night dress. This is my night dress made. I love it. I'm going to take it to the bed. Anyway, it just makes me laugh. I love her. I love her. Here we go. So, look, we have the bread. The bread will break up, and it'll just be little soft pieces. We have the onion, and we have the garlic. Now, another thing that's important, too, that I tell you, Italians don't feel the need to add all that crap in those shakers, those seasonings. You know, they love dried oregano. They'll have it because it grows out back there. They love fresh basil. Fresh basil should go in this. I don't have any. It would add an extra layer that would be really good. I used to also make this at Bella Coffee, at the original Bella Coffee. And I also made it at the relaunch that I did, the Bella Coffee. But it's just so good, and it's so filling, and it's so warm. So sometimes I don't want, you know, vegetable beef soup. I don't want, so I just want tomatoes. And so the onion and the garlic is really good. But I am going to drain and add this can of chickpeas. This is just protein. And then when I make my bowl, I'll put a good dollop of cottage cheese, because it doesn't taste like anything. It just adds protein. So those are kind of the things I do for myself. So I will show you guys what this looks like when I'm done and when I plate it up. Okay, everyone, let me show you what I have, and let's plate this up. This is going to be so good. Alright, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn that off. Keep me from burning myself. And get my little ladle. Okay, here's what we have. Let me turn it around and show you. Okay, now this is the soup. You'll still see there are big chunks. I don't mind the big chunks because I'm not a kid. But if you look beyond the big chunks, let me see if I can get one. You will see there's just little bitty, it just thickened it. It just thickened those chickpeas in there. It just thickened it. Now, I don't mind the big bits, but you'll see me. And then I have a cup of cottage cheese. And so I'm literally going to put this. Now, I did get a big piece of bread because I don't mind it. But look at that. Now, there's a mound of cottage cheese under there. And there's a couple of pieces of big bread. Now, I'll leave, when I come back here in a little bit, and I've got my shallow bowl because I like it because it kind of cools off hot things. And I'm going to stir my cottage cheese in, and that is it. So, just remember, the bread, you can cook it down. You can sit here and you can work with it. It doesn't matter to me. I'm the only one eating it in my house, so it doesn't matter to me. But it will thicken anything. Now, I want to point out, do not use loaf bread. That stuff will kill you. It's horrible. It's all horrible. It's got a bunch of crap in it. Go to Publix. Even if you're buying a smaller loaf and you're like, oh, that's not going to go very far, it does, because when you put it through the slicer at Publix, if you don't slice it yourself, each one of those slices you can cut in half, and that makes a sandwich. So it goes further. But you know, bread, we've got to do better in this country with our bread. But I'm excited about my soup. Let's look at it one more time. Look at that. Now you see the cottage cheese, but the cottage cheese doesn't really have any flavor. So I've just added it to this, and so it's just adding protein for me because I don't have any meat in this. But yummy, yummy, yummy. Hope y'all enjoyed my other simple recipe. You can add bread to anything, but bread and tomato. From this, you can add any vegetables that you want. It's just really hearty on this rainy, yucky day. I hope y'all have a good day. And don't forget, eat Italian.